Buongiorno. It's How Long Gone. I am Chris Black. I'm in New York City. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, about as good as it gets out there. Them Jeans is coming to us from an undisclosed location deep in the bowels of Italy. Is that correct?
Bowels.
In the bowels.
Yeah, I'm in the bowels now. I'm hanging out in Modena. We just skipped over here from Milano in the rental car.
God damn
I'm
it.
having espresso, and I'm befriending all of the wealthy retired adults who are staying at this hotel.
Well, that's because it's prime work time as far as seasonality goes. You know what I mean? So the only people that can really afford to kind of kick back at the hotel are retirees and podcasters. So I hope you run into some of our peers there.
Well, I think Italy, it's all about seasonality, if you ask me. The figs are coming in beautifully.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, my
Watermelon
God,
season is kicking in big time right now. Melon de agua, as they say, as the locals might say.
I like when you I prefer when you say rental car because it just sounds a little more funny.
I visited the Sixth. Yeah, and I hope you're sitting down. They tried to upsell me to a BMW.
No.
Instead of the Citroen.
Did you do it?
Oh yeah, I got the X Uno.
I was gonna say I unfortunately am susceptible to upselling in those situations unless it's truly astronomical. The difference.
Yeah, I'll upsell the car to a BMW. You'll never upsell me on the insurance plan.
Oh hell no, insurance no. If you get insurance from a rental car place, you're a fool. That is all.
That's on you.
Yeah, that's on. I would never do that. I'd rather
quote Joe Budden podcast. I ain't gonna hold you if you were the type of person who would get insurance on your rental car.
I do remember back in the day though, there would be some kind of hardcore kid shenanigans. You would get the full insurance and then just destroy the car.
Sure.
And there's nothing they could do. Which that obviously we're not going to do that now. I don't think.
Yeah, with what I'm putting in my body in terms of drugs and alcohol, I do not want to be caught whipping donuts on the piazza or anything like that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do international time.
Pulling the e-brake in the Citroen and doing some donuts does sound nice. I have to say. Is this car going to take you to? Are you driving this to where I'm meeting you?
I'm driving it across the water to Sicily. That's right, Chris.
Okay, great.
No.
Oh, you're not. Oh, I thought maybe you could take a boat. I thought maybe you could take like a ferry or something.
I would love to ferry, but no. We're gonna fly there from Bologna, I think, and then we fly in from Bologna to Sicily to Palermo, where I'm going to rent another car.
Oh,
That's
where I'll be driving you. Can you just if you don't mind,
you can drive manual, right?
If you don't mind upgrading when it's going to be me, I just want to put that out there before you kind of before Six offers you the opportunity.
I'll give you the 4-door Peugeot. Don't worry, brother. Don't worry.
Just give me something I can stretch out. And if I'm going to be your designated driver full time for 48 hours, I need some leg room, and so do you. Is all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. My favorite part about Italy is that it is like in LA or I guess in America, the pedestrians have the right of way. Typically,
yeah. You're saying in Italy, no one knows who has the right of way. You're saying the car.
In Italy, Carolyn and I were talking about it on the road as we were re-navigating the way the systems work, and she was like, so the far left lane, there's no speed limit there. Is that how it works? And I was like, you would think so, but the speed limit is dictated by whoever decides to drive the fastest, and that's the person. I was going 164 kilometers per hour, and there was a guy in a Mercedes wagon behind me. He was acting as if I had his mom at gunpoint. Like he was slamming the roof of his car. He was doing gang symbols at me. He was treating me like I was, in a giant, Volkswagen bus from the 60s going 10 miles an hour in the fast lane. I mean, I was whipping it. I don't know what 164 is in miles per hour. Let me check.
I don't either. But you're saying this Italian man was frustrated, as Italians tend to be.
He was ready to kill me. I thought, I was going 102 miles an hour. And he was
And he was
acting
like-
he was like, move out of the way, you slow bastard.
That's pretty cool. I like a self-governing highway. You know, it's kind of up to the people.
And also, there's no, in America, you zoom around. A car's going slow, you whip around them. And here, you honk, gang signs, flash the brights, and you expect them to move out of your way.
I gotta be honest. I prefer that. I think
do too.
if you're going slowly and I alert you to that, you get out of my way. I think that's a fair approach.
You would like that because it's a power move.
It is. I don't love power moves. Don't say that, Jason. Don't put that on me. Okay. Don't put that on.
I love some power moves as well. Obviously, I'm a sub in some situations, and then sometimes I'm a dom on the road.
You're a verse sub. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna honk the horn for you to move out of my way, just to see if you'll do it. And then I go, you fucking bitch.
That's true. I prefer a horn, honestly, to the light. The light flash feels passive aggressive. The horn is more direct, and also it's there for that reason. Whereas lights are meant to illuminate your journey at night, and when you're misusing them in a passive aggressive way, that frustrates me. Where the horn only has one purpose, and that's get out of my way. And I think that's the the easiest way to communicate. I would say.
You know, you said it in a more poetic way than I thought. I'm thinking, it sounded like a Coldplay, lights will guide you. The lights are there to illuminate your journey home, brother.
I wish I had even a single bone as poetic as Chris Martin's in my dying body.
Yeah, but you fucking don't.
I really don't.
Well, actually, before I forget, we should make an announcement for the Levitation Festival coming up September 26, 27, 28. On the 26th, the Thursday in Austin, DJ Python, DJ Them Jeans in the club at night on Thursday. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go.
Every time I watch a video of Python performing live in, fucking Croatian jungle, or
fucking
he's in Tokyo on Tuesday.
DJ Python is headlining once again in a Chinese city I can't pronounce. So he's doing well.
He's in the Zhenghui province playing Sublime drum and bass remixes. So I'm like, this motherfucker is so booked and busy, and he's playing the most just nonsensical wild shit ever. And it's a room full of cute Japanese people who are just like, hell yeah, this is so sick. So I'm looking forward to building my crates up. But then on Friday, we'll be doing a live podcast in the festival Friday with a band called The Armed, and then the Saturday with Unknown Mortal Orchestra, friend of the show. So a couple people chatting it up.
So if you're in,
it's gonna be sick.
If you're in Austin, you want to get breakfast tacos, let Jason know. I'll be at the Equinox Sweet Green Sun Life strip over there. That's kind of where I feel, near the Soho House. That's where I feel most at home. That's my kind of keep Austin weird area that I really. that's where me and Linklater go to get a coffee. If McConaughey's in town, we'll all go together. But it just depends on shooting schedules.
Brother. Yeah, and whereas if you are working on a new moonshine or a brisket recipe at the house and you want me to come over.
If you're,
that's a me thing.
If you're in East Austin working on a brisket recipe, Jason can take the rental car over there.
If you want to take an mountain bike ride to a new burnt end shack,
those fat tire bikes are so popular in Austin. There's like hot college co-eds fucking going from the gym to class on the fat tire bike after having some burnt tips.
All terrain, brother. Burnt
what a
tips.
City. What a fucking city. Can't wait to be back.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to planting myself on some real Texan soil. Let's see here. What else we got? We're really quick, and then we'll talk about our regular lives. But I made a note when we were talking about Mariah Carey going on Kai Cenat, and then I saw just the next day Jonas Brothers are on there, and there's like an AI image of all four
guys
of them hanging out together, and someone tweeted, "Working with Kai Cenat must be like jury duty for celebrities." And I feel like that sums up our sentiment perfectly. What we were saying.
Yeah, it does. It
does. Except jury duty, that gives you the illusion of being mandatory, whereas it's technically, when's the last time Chris and Jason went to jury duty?
Never done it.
Bill Clinton was in
Never
office.
done it in my life. Don't come for me now. I pay my taxes, but I ain't doing all that now. I ain't doing all that. I got stuff to do. I watched the VMAs on Sunday, and was struck by the performance lineup that the only guitar.
How did my Cat's Eye Girls go?
That's something else, bro. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. It's like, it's fine, I guess, but there were the lack of guitars. The only guitars were Youngblood and Aerosmith tribute to Ozzy. Like every single thing was some garbage. Like we're playing to a track. I don't know, man. The looks were bad. It was something else. But they started selling tickets to it a while back.
Oh, really?
So it's packed because it's in a stadium in New Jersey. So it's an arena in New Jersey. Excuse me. So it's packed because they just sell tickets, and Cat's Eye super fans are happy to pay $100 to be in the building.
Yeah, all the Aerosmith super fans are in North Jersey can file
Dude,
in.
They have a stronghold on North Jersey. But yeah, it was an interesting. I had a big weekend. I went to the W Hotel opening party, which was pretty fun actually. Mm-hmm. And then there was a Prada fragrance party that was the most TikTokers I've ever seen in my life in one place, but DJ'd by Pink Pantheress and Justice. And I of course couldn't make it late enough for Justice, so I apologize to all of our French listeners. I can't give a proper review.
That's too bad. Well, I mean, can I get the Pink Pantheress review? Song of the summer.
I also didn't make that. I only was able to catch Venus X opening.
Okay.
So I apologize. I buried the lead on that. I'm sorry. I didn't catch any of the sort of kind of big light talent.
I'm sure X did her thing though, right?
She played that Anthony and the Johnsons that I love so much.
Oh.
I don't know who did. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
As a child. Who is that?
Hercules and the Love Affair.
Yes. That's that song really fucking
Frankie Knuckles
holds
remix.
up.
A legendary song. I don't know if
Love that song.
I've definitely played it too many times to where I can't hear it anymore, like so many other songs in the world. But
it really goes off, and I don't think anybody knows it. In that situation, like these people don't know what day it is. They don't know how to spell their own name, but they're really hot, and they don't know what that song is.
The beauty of a well-produced song, it's able to transcend age and time, and just good drums mixed and tuned correctly with a bass line that works well. It's like a good book, Shakespeare almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's exactly what I would say. All right, we have a guest today. Pamela Hanson is a legendary photographer. She's got a new book, The 90s, from Rizzoli, that comes out literally today. I think she's doing the book signing at Dashwood tonight, which I'm going to go to before this.
My favorite kind of book. Ain't got no words in it.
Ain't got no words in it, but she's been working on this for a while, and it's really something. It really
since the 90s.
Yeah, literally. It really captures a moment in time in a way that is extremely glamorous, and which is something we're lacking greatly in our modern time.
And she's still shooting all the time.
Yeah, she works all the time.
It's not a throwback. It ain't a retrospective.
She's also
she's
an avid water skier, which I'd like to get into. But there's plenty of. That's right, huge water skier.
Okay, hold on. Let me take a note of that.
Oh, let me write this down. You're saying,
and she lives in New York City?
Yeah, well, and in the Hamptons, I think, is where the water skiing goes down, quote, out east, unquote.
They go down in the and they go down in the Hamptons, is what you're saying, as it pertains to the sport and activity of water skiing. Okay,
exactly.
I can't wait to see how she feels about hydrofoiling. I don't know if she ever
fake shit.
Does PH let go of the leash and just kind of freestyle? You just do little 360s on the wake. I feel
like she's also pretty good at driving the boat. Which is, it's like when you're doing those big waves, you got to get towed out there by a pro. It's the same.
Right. A good golfer is likely a good caddy as well, is what you're saying.
Oh, I'll throw some grass in the air. The way I hit that 3-wood, oh, shit. All right, let's give Pamela a call.
Okay. They have a kitchen here that you can just self-serve and grab whatever you want. And they have
I remember you telling me that, and it's like funny stuff too, right?
Yeah, you open the refrigerator and there's just like a collection of items, and like it'll be like, here's like a watermelon and tomato salad, and then there's one thing called the white cube, and it's just like a molecular gastronomy like whipped cream cube with rose petals on top, and there's like the Madeleines of the day and things like that.
Nothing I want more for a snack than some cubed whipped cream when I'm fucking looking for. Sorry, Jason's in Italy.
I was going to say, are you at a spa?
In some way, I'm at a hotel called Casa Maria Luigia in Modena, Italy, and it's a very
Modena.
You know Modena.
What are you doing there?
It's just a little vacazione, but Chris and I are going out to a wedding in Sicily this weekend, and then he's too busy to come and enjoy the agroturismo.
Wait, isn't that where the best restaurant in the world was, in Modena? Is that near the Ferrari factory?
It is.
Oh wow! I didn't know you were I didn't know you were a gearhead, Pam.
Kind of. I also know I once went to some restaurant there that was rated best in the world, and they gave us all my biggest memory. I went with Daniel Hum and a whole group of people.
Okay.
The ice cream was foie gras ice cream. That really stuck with me. I'm like, how?
How did you motherfucker? How did you?
How did you blow up my dessert spot? I was really looking for something good.
Yeah, I like that you said I tried the foie gras ice cream, and instead of saying it was good, you said it really stuck with me. Which really, leave it open-ended. Who knows if it was bad or good?
I'm sure this restaurant I would assume that restaurant is the same chef that owns the hotel, right, Jason?
Yeah, it's called Osteria Francescana from Massimo Bottura. It's like a very chef's table, molecular gastronomy.
I mean, the food
thing.
is kind of amazing. Is his wife American? Am I making that up?
Yeah, she is. She is. The American, she bagged her a rich Italian guy.
I remember.
She said, I like Ferraris, so I guess this is going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, my wife says, I want some new shoes, and she says, I want a hotel.
But you've stayed here before once, right?
I stayed here. We came out here a couple of years ago for my honeymoon, and I fell in love with it because it's a grass field, a grass tennis court, a gym, free food, and nothing else. You just sit around all day.
Jason and I spent a lot of time together, and a lot of that is in hotels, and I've literally never heard him say he likes a hotel. I've never. This is the only time in the history, and obviously this is nicer than most of the places that we're frequenting, in Minneapolis on a Thursday, but still,
true.
It's big for you to make that kind of declarative statement, Jason.
It's also kind of amazing. That's where you decided to go on vacation. Usually when people go to Italy on vacation, they go to the same, 5 spots. You're an original. I like it.
I'm a different kind of cat, Pamela. You'll learn that over the next 57 minutes.
Yeah, he's a real different kind of guy. I mean,
well, I've listened to you a lot, so I think I understand you more than you think I do.
Oh,
well, all right. I guess we're done here. Thanks for joining.
Well, okay, that's good. It is a little one-sided. I obviously know who you are, but I only really know you through your photographical work. As we said in the intro, the book doesn't have a whole lot of words, so I'm looking forward to getting to know your personality on today's conversation.
It has some credits in the back of the book if you need to read something.
I did see the table of contents and the credits in the back.
And the introduction.
There's an intro. We should start doing like the way everybody wants 10,000 steps. I think we should do a minimum word read per day.
Oh.
I think that's a good thing for the world to sort of move in that direction.
Set a goal, yeah.
Set a goal.
I was listening to a podcast this morning when I was trying to fall asleep, and they were saying, the drop off in reading is a direct drop off to the overall IQ of humans across the world. And when the internet and the iPhone came out, that's when the first time our IQ rate stopped raising.
Really?
In time, and then it started going down. So, 10,000 words.
Do you think if people listen to books, it's the same thing as reading a book in terms of brain power?
I was talking about that this morning with my wife. She had the same question. And I think we decided it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the act of reading it and like the scientific process of it going through your eyes and your brain, deducing what's going on. You don't have the author using innuendo or anything like that. You have to use it all yourself. You have to create it all yourself. which then I'm assuming makes you a better writer. But we're waiting to see what happens with Chris's book, because he reads a lot.
You can't
Leave me out of this.
multitask. You can't multitask when you're reading.
That's the thing. You have to sit down and
Right.
concentrate. If you're listening to it, in theory, you could be doing anything.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's. But I think, Jason, I think you're right. I think better than nothing is the best way to put it, because obviously it's better than listening to this podcast or staring at the wall or watching like Netflix.
No, you could learn a lot listening to How Long Gone. Even Pamela knows that.
I do. I know that very well. I'm a fan.
We don't necessarily learn things that we want to learn or will be helpful, but I am
or
learning
need
things.
to know. Yeah, exactly.
You never know
yeah.
what you need to know until you hear it, right?
That's
Well,
true.
you're very social. You're out and about, so maybe there's always conversations to be had.
My archivist was talking about how she went to see you guys live one night. This was like a year ago when I think, Chris, when you first told me you were doing, I don't know how long you guys have been doing the podcast. And I was like, wait, you know those guys?
Wow.
She was like, my boyfriend's a huge fan. He's like a super fan.
No.
That's how we got him.
She's like, while I sit in your studio and organize photos, there's nothing better than How Long Gone kind of on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're there for you.
playing on the hi-fi.
That's when I discovered how much of a superstars you guys were.
And that was
Wow,
probably
thank
the
you.
most chic way of someone telling us they just go, oh, I heard about it from my archivist.
No, I had started listening to it. I heard about it from Chris.
Oh, okay.
It was validated.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
heard about it from the horse. She heard it from the horse's mouth. She
Okay.
heard about it. How long has the archivist been working for? Like since the book process?
10 years.
Or longer?
Over,
Okay, 10 years.
longer. She knows every single picture of every single person. Like I could say, oh, there's a picture of Chris on the Banana Republic thing. Oh, she'd be like, oh yeah. And then she just goes in the computer and brings it up. Or I'll be like, even like some obscure friend. Oh yeah, I remember that picture.
Mm.
Okay, so we're
Pretty
we're
amazing.
saying like you can go deep into the. It doesn't need to be a famous person. She's got the Rolodex of every person in your life that you've taken a picture of.
Pretty much.
That's how does she organize things? Like, do you even like look at it, or is it like that's not your department?
No, I do. Everything is on, it's been scanned.
Sure, on the
It's in the
computer.
cloud.
Sure,
So
everything's been
she's,
scanned.
and people are like, oh, I need this, or, there's requests for pictures, and
Yeah.
or someone will call in and be like, do you have any pictures of people jumping off a diving board that, for sale? And then she'll just do a deep dive.
You're like,
for example.
funnily enough, we do. We have plenty of those. Just let me know what you're thinking price wise, and we can kind
Yeah,
of figure
exactly.
How
figure it
much
out.
longer-
Color, black and white.
How much longer until AI replaces your archivist?
I don't know, actually. I don't see how that could actually happen. I don't know if that'll be in my lifetime. I
Okay,
don't
let's hope
know.
not.
The AI thing is interesting. Let's see what happens.
What if your archivist is listening right now and she's like, I don't want her to know that I am using AI to do my job already.
I don't care about. That I don't.
As long
Okay,
as
yeah.
it gets done, you don't give a shit. As long as you-
Exactly. As long as it gets done and she's there.
I've always liked people who are like, here's the money, get it done. I don't care how it happens.
Yeah.
I don't care what you got to do, get the job
that
done.
seems like, for someone who's been taking pictures for as long as you have, that seems like such a task. And the organization, you're right. If you don't do it, you're going to lose out on money, because you're right. People are calling all the time for stuff. And if you don't know how to get it quickly, they'll get it from somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's,
Mm.
yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she's incredible I'll be like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Is there a picture back from 1983 of we were in Mexico? I don't know. Do you know what they look like? And she'll be like, oh, this one?
That's
I'll be
so fun. That's such a cool game
Yeah.
to play with your own work. You know, even though you need it, I know, but it's just
I
like,
know.
it feels.
But she's a painter too. So she works for me 3 days a week. And the other days she paints, which I really love too, that she's not like, what am I doing just sitting in an office looking at this person's work?
Yeah, I was always
kind
told.
of end
I
up
was,
supporting her work.
I was
Sure.
always told that photographers, would prefer to have an assistant or someone in this position that doesn't want to be a photographer. It makes it like it's a different thing. There's like career assistants who are so good at that job
That is true, actually.
that don't have
But
the
that,
ambition.
as a career assistant, would be really hard because if you're on set, but they end up being lighting technicians, I think, really good lighting technicians. But somewhere that has to be unsatisfying.
Oh, for sure.
Do you become an assistant without wanting to become a photographer? I mean, on set, this is different because she's in the office.
Yeah. It's very different. But no, I think there's some though, like the pay is pretty good. It's pretty exciting if you're with the right person.
Right.
You know, if you're doing the right
Right.
stuff, it's fun for a while.
Depending on the craft services, it's not a bad gig.
I think they've gone
Yeah,
down, and I think they've gone down in quality over the years, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
You're not making
okay.
demands for specific menu items.
Half the time, I mean, I don't even think about it.
You're like food?
I mean, sometimes it's okay because it's gotten organic and all that. But in the old days in Paris, we used to stop and go sit down at a restaurant and have like wine and.
That's actually insane. We killed 2 hours.
Can you imagine that
minimum
today?
Yeah, no, that's a very good example of how time has changed.
Yes, exactly.
You were getting into your lighting bag, Jason?
Yeah, whenever you hear people say, photography, it's all just lighting. I hit the shutter and that's it. But it's 99% of it is the lighting, and people will argue how much that's bullshit or not. Where do you land on it?
Well, I think the light's really important, but I think you have to see the light as a photographer. I think if you're not aware of the light, I don't see how. Sorry, animals have to go outside. I don't see how you can have a point of view.
Sure.
And but I do think that people don't maybe know as much about light now that with the digital, and I think they just are like, oh, I'll fix it in post. And I think that's maybe where it starts getting in trouble. I don't know. What do you think, Chris? You're a creative director.
I agree with that.
Don't slander me on my own podcast. I actually
No, that was a compliment.
What I have learned is that, and you know this, and I've seen you do it, so I know it to be true, but it's more about how you can relate to the subject than it is any technical thing. Like there's always somebody you can pay to load the film and figure out the light and do that, but you're not going to get it. Like I just meet people sometimes and I'm like, you have zero personality. How do you do this job? Like you have to be at least curious or interested, I think, to be successful.
Well, you would think, yeah.
You would think
unless you're shooting landscapes or something, but when you're shooting humans.
Yeah, with the humans coming to it.
Or if you're shooting models that becomes very sculptural and it's like really high fashion. But even then, Avedon had an amazing connection with the people he photographed.
I just think that really is what I've, at least from my experience, that's what the job is. And I think all the technical stuff, people just like to be nerds. Like there's some people that like love gear, whether they're a musician or a photographer or whatever.
Right.
And then there's other people that are like, I don't give a shit about that. Like I want to do my thing and I'll use whatever tools I have.
I think my experience is that, obviously for years I did it myself. I had one assistant and I was like, just bring these lights in. But sometimes if I give too much power to an assistant, who has a specific point of view for lighting that's not mine, is where you get into trouble. Do you see what I mean? They're like, I have this great idea and we're going to put a light here and a light there. And I was like, nah, like just use one light and just bounce it.
We want some continuous. We're good.
Yeah, to all the aspiring photographers out there who are assistants, you're getting paid not for your ideas, you're getting paid for Pamela's ideas, not your own.
Exactly. No, that's true.
I had a thought.
I
don't want to hear it.
Ideas. You can bring good ideas. I'm open to listening. But I think,
of course. No, of course.
No, obviously, sometimes they have really good ideas.
Yeah.
And then I could steal them.
Those skateboarders have really good ideas all the time. I agree.
You never know.
You never know.
Then you keep them on payroll, so then they can't take your job. You know what I mean? That's the oldest trick in the book. Yeah,
there's a lockdown there. Did you assisted though before you got started or no?
I did. I assisted Arthur Elgort, but just when I was really his driver. I met him.
I didn't know this.
You mean literal, not metaphorical driver of his work? You mean you drove the car?
No, I lived in Paris and I met him while I was living in Colorado. And I started looking at fashion magazines. I didn't really think about fashion. I was working for a fashion photographer there because I had to have a job. And I had met a fashion photographer in New York. I was working at a gallery in Boston. We came for the sales. And I was like, what's a fashion photographer? And he was like, oh, you become an assistant? I was like, wow, okay, I could do that and make money. Because I was going back to live with my boyfriend that my parents disapproved of. So they cut me off and they had been helping me. So I was like, okay.
Pam, wow, Pam, I didn't take you as a bad girl like that.
So I was like, okay, who's the local fashion photographer? And I called him up. And he was like,
The
oh, I don't
local
really need an assistant in Denver. And I ended up working for him for under minimum wage for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I printed all his stuff. He did all these newspaper ads for the local department store. And then my boyfriend was also a photographer. So then I started doing makeup
Classic.
for him, which I was really bad at. But then I had looked at Arthur's pictures, and Lisa, who did the introduction to my book, was modeling at the time. And she knew him. And I called him. I was like, I'm coming through New York. And he took me out for lunch, which is amazing. He didn't know me from a hole in the ground. And he looked at my book. He was like, get rid of this. This is good. This is bad. This is good. And he was like, you probably won't be a very good assistant, but if you move to Paris, you speak French. I think he liked that. He thought that I came from like a good family because he always liked that. So I moved to Paris. And when he came, I had a car. So I drove him around and I spoke French and I helped him.
That is quite helpful, I have to say. I mean, if you don't speak French and you don't drive, then you're offering a pretty good deal.
That's more than most Coloradians possess, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
No offense to the fine state.
That's a good. But you grew up in
Switzerland. Yeah, I grew up.
So
in Switzerland.
you learned French there.
Yeah. I grew up speaking French. I went to grade school in French.
Okay, so you.
But his assistants would. So that's how I started. I worked for him like 4 or 5 times, and I started going on shoots and helping him. Because he had other assistants, but that was my assistant.
And this is like prime time for him, or is this like a little before? This is prime time.
80s, early 80s, actually, because then I went on my own, kind of 84.
So you only did it for a couple years.
I really just did it like 3 or 4 times because it was just like he would come to Paris to shoot the couture or to shoot for Vogue. And, that was the only time. And the rest of the time I was just scrambling around trying to taking little tiny pictures that went in the front of the magazines.
Oh yeah. The little square ones.
Showing up at the magazines every day, like, I happen to be in the neighborhood. Do you have anything for me to do? I think fine.
Actually, physically going to the office and be like,
yes.
Y'all need pictures?
Yes, because this was free.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. Yeah, and they were like, yeah, can you go photograph this woman's garden like an hour and a half out of Paris? I was like, okay.
I feel like driving is really the reason you have a career. I feel like this is really, I didn't know, I never realized how important.
It opens doors.
It really does. No pun intended. It seems like it opened a lot of doors for you.
It did. And that when I went on vacation, I just went to my parents in Geneva and I drove. And then somebody canceled a job like early January for Marie Claire. And the guy called me and he's like, I've got a real story for you. It was a beauty story. So I drove back to Paris.
How far is Geneva from Paris?
6 hours.
I thought I didn't realize it was drivable like that. I guess
Yeah.
I never
6
thought
hours,
about it.
5 when Pam's driving though.
Yeah.
She's lead foot Pam at the wheel. You got to be careful.
You mentioned Lisa, your friend who wrote the introduction,
Right.
Lisa Love.
Right.
Who my wife is a big fan of hers and of yours as well. But whenever we're at a party and Lisa shows up with the shades on,
Yeah.
she's just like, oh, royalty has entered the room. But the photo of
She's a cool customer.
cool customer. But the photo of you and where it's you and her when you're like 5 years old in the photo booth.
Yeah.
It's like the cutest pic I've ever seen in my life. It's so sweet.
So
I love
funny.
it.
Thanks.
That's you making the goofy face, I'm assuming.
Of course.
And then Lisa has the perfect model-esque smile even at 4.
Exactly. It was obvious even at that age.
You're like, so who's taking the photo and who's getting photographed? Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I've never been to Geneva and I really want to go. And I have a friend who goes all the time for watch stuff and she loves it. And I just feel like I haven't had a reason, but is the natural beauty enough to pull me to the motherland?
It's ridiculously beautiful. I mean, everything I didn't like about Geneva growing up there that was kind of boring and bourgeois, I love about it now, even though I don't go back that much anymore since my parents died. But it's like, oh, there's nothing really to do. Okay, this is nice.
I had honestly never thought about Geneva until you posted.
I think we discussed
we
it
talked
once
about
already.
it because you posted all these photos of your mom who's like,
Yeah.
your mom was like a very chic woman and the house was so beautiful. It really made it look appealing. Like it is
really beautiful there. We went back in January because we sold the house and stayed at a hotel. And It was weird staying in a hotel after you've spent your entire life in the same house.
Because that house, did you grow? Were they still in the house you grew up in? Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah,
that is weird.
but it was still so beautiful. I mean, Switzerland's incredible.
It looks like it looks like a screensaver in the summer, especially. I think the way that like Aspen sort of can, where it's just like this looks insane how lush something is.
It's ridiculous, and the cows are really clean, and the water's really blue. It's and the flowers are really red.
The hills are alive.
They've got clean cows. They are alive.
They got clean cows. That's a big selling point for
you
me.
Smell that?
Personally,
exactly. Nothing.
It's a clean cow country we got here. That's really funny.
I think also in the intro there's a quote from Lisa talking about your photography, saying she made everything look as it should, which was something that really kind of reached out to me, and that's like kind of like the hidden talent or the secret, sixth sense of a real photographer, is how you're able to kind of capture that where it just looks as it should, can mean anything, but you know it when you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was, when I first moved to Paris and I lived with her, all of my friends were models, and that's who we hung out with. That's who we hung out with. So that's who I photographed, and they were putting their makeup on, and they were, at first I didn't really do fashion because I didn't really understand or care about it as much.
Yeah.
So I was really interested in the girls. So it ended up being more beauty and a lot of lingerie. And I mean, the first commercial I did, which was, I think, 1984, the art director was English. And he's like, I'm doing a bra commercial. You're perfect for it. And I was like, I don't know how to do a commercial. And he was like, it's really easy. I'll get you a DP. And I was like, all right, cool. So the first commercial I did, the girl, this is so French. It was a 30-second commercial. For 25 seconds, she was walking around topless. And it was like the camera was following her in the apartment, and she was having coffee, and she was fixing the flowers. And then in the end, she puts the bra on.
And this was for television broadcast.
Yes.
Obviously, the breasts are out of frame. Unfortunately.
No, they're in frame.
Oh, they're in frame.
No, you can. No,
Oh, yeah.
This is France.
This is
France in the 80s.
It's from the waist up. She has these little underwear on. She's walking to this beautiful apartment and saying, I have my coffee, and talking about this, lingerie.
Jason's scandalized by this. He's a little bit of a prude. So
I mean, I don't
apologize.
know. In my mind, if I'm going to put on my Don Draper hat, it's from nipple up. We never see the bare breasts, and then at the end, she puts the bra on. So then we realize she was topless the whole time. A little bit hotter. That's all I'm saying.
That's why we can tell that you're from Southern California and not France. But I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you from an advertising perspective, but I think when you have that
I've seen breasts before, okay? I'm a grown man. Come on.
I just want to be clear. Not on TV, in real life.
That sounds like a great commercial. I'll check it out on YouTube.
It does sound like
it's just really funny that. So I think what she meant was that it was just, they were very honest images because it was just recording, which other people had done in different ways, but it was just an intimacy with the models that maybe, and I guess from a woman to a woman, maybe.
That's what I was going to mention. That like the female gaze of it all, I think is very important. I think that's something that I really love Angela Hill's pictures. And it's the same. It's a similar.
It's a like reverse Terry Richardson. It's a very very safe
It's
space.
like a girl. Yeah, it's like a girlhood and like a sisterhood thing that like a man just can't capture. I don't think.
I think that was the beginning of it too, because the other obviously there was like Sarah Moon and Deborah Tuberville and Annie Leibovitz, and who were doing incredible pictures. I mean, but it was more mannered. I think maybe I was doing images that were more honest and more intimate in a way that felt very real. And I think maybe that's why it stood out more. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just.
I mean, an Annie Leibovitz image, even then, feels like there's 50 people there, like making it happen, which is why they're great, but it doesn't feel super, off the cuff or natural, let's say.
Right.
And you haven't. You still have your home too, so you're doing pretty good. I couldn't resist.
Okay, I want to. You were talking about assisting back in the day, driving, processing, and developing, and things like that. Were you retouching your own photos yourself, or did you have somebody else doing it?
We didn't retouch. I had a darkroom in my bathroom in Paris, so I just put like a wooden board over the bathtub. And also the labs were so good. I mean, the quality of the negatives it's just not the same.
Okay, so you never really had to retouch.
No, nothing is retouched.
Okay.
I mean, when we scanned, we had to scan everything to put in the book. One model, I'm not going to say who it was, requested some light retouching in areas, but nobody else.
Naomi Campbell. Obviously, you can't say anything, but that'll be my guess.
That's actually so cool to be that aware of your image and what's going on that you're like, no, we're not gonna. Even though I'm one or in a few photos in a book of 1,000, I'm gonna make sure.
And
my
even
shit
though
looks good.
I was at the peak of my beauty at the time,
literally, I respect it on every level. But that's, I mean, when you're putting together a book like this that spans so many years, do you have to get in touch with everyone, like the publications, the models, everyone, or is it kind of like you don't? Right?
I wanted to get releases from the models out of respect for them.
Okay.
And, so 90% of them, I mean, there's some that honestly, I was like a one shoot. I don't know where they are. I don't know how to reach them. We tried to reach everybody, but no. And everybody was it was actually an amazing process. I just, out of respect for them.
Yeah.
Because you never know,
No, that's a nice thing too. I was going to say, I'm sure there are some people that slip through the cracks, that aren't, let's say online in 2025.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's nice to get there, because I feel like people just don't do anything they don't have to do. You know what I mean? And when it comes to stuff like, because the process is so, I mean, this took you a year. I mean, this is.
Well, the last year was when, I mean, it took me, like, I was working on it probably 2 or 3 years, just going through my archives. And I was like, oh, maybe I should do a book. Oh, I love this picture. Oh, I love that picture. So that was kind of, I started by editing my archive because I have so much stuff in storage. And I was like, do I need the lingerie negatives from 1983? Don't know who the client was, don't know who the girl was, don't like the pictures. Why am I paying for those?
Sure.
And after that, so then I just started editing. And so it was really a year once I worked with Joseph. We selected the images. Then my team had to scan everything and get the releases. And that took a minute.
Yeah. The more people that get involved, the longer things take.
Yeah.
In situations like
that. But I'm glad we did that, because I think it's been really nice for the girls too. And the response was really sweet. And everybody seemed really happy. And
yeah. And even if you're a top supermodel from the 90s, we are living in the Instagram age and we all need content. So,
Boy, is that true.
Naomi's like, great, now I need something to put up on the grid on Tuesday for the algorithm.
You use Instagram like a normal person, I would say.
I try to use it just because I guess it's useful. I mean, I'm not.
Well, Chris, what do you mean by using it as a normal person versus somebody using it as their professional portfolio?
I guess I just mean it feels like it comes from you. Oh. It doesn't feel like it's coming.
Right.
That's what I mean. It feels like obviously you're going to post work, but you're also going to post videos of dogs. Like it's not some insane overthought thing.
No. Not at all. Everyone's like, do you do your own Instagram? I was like, of course I do. It's fun.
Do you look at Instagram a lot? And
I want to control it.
Do you look at it a lot?
Mm-hmm.
I try not to, but I do kind of if I'm in a cab and I'm going up to, stuff like that. And
yeah.
It is kind of a mind fuck, but it's also really interesting.
I think.
And I feel like you kind of have to today.
That's exactly.
Or no,
you do.
I don't know.
We know some people who don't use it, but they're in a position where they look at it as a professional tool only, and there's somebody who can do that for them, which I totally get.
Right.
I'm not in that position. I have to use it to make money and talk about myself. If I were in a different position, I would love to not, but it doesn't. I don't think it affects my mental the way it does some people. Like it doesn't. I'm not I'm not jealous of someone's vacation or whatever,
Yeah, no, me either. I don't care about that at all.
You go on a lot of vacations.
If anything, I'm like, that looks like a cool place.
You're like, oh, can you text
I may want to go there.
Chris, do you ever get jealous of maybe somebody's physique in a gym selfie, though?
That I do all day long. No, absolutely. I don't you could post a picture of your food at this restaurant. I keep scrolling. I'll give you a like, obviously, but I'll keep scrolling.
Thank you.
But with if I follow one of my gym guys and
if I was showing off my teardrop quads or my V-shaped abdomen area, then you might feel the same way that our wives might feel about somebody off the coast of Ischia. Like, oh, that's how big of a boat you got, fucking bitch.
Yeah, no, 100%. But it is changed. It's changed how we perceive our looks for sure, I think, overall. You're comparing
Oh,
yourself to
for
someone all the
sure.
time.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
It's changed so much. I think it's changed a lot of how we see things.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I think having a healthy relationship with it is becoming more of a trend. Is maybe the wrong word, but I think it's people are thinking about it more and not in a extreme like binary, like I either use this all the time or I have to throw my phone out the window. I think people are starting to be like, I can use this for an appropriate amount of time and get what I need from it.
Unless you're 16 or 12.
Are you around
Yeah.
kids like that?
No, I'm not. But I was just thinking when you were saying that,
Yeah.
I said, yeah, everyone I know is saying that, even like kids in their 30s or, like your guys' age, I guess.
Yeah, in the same way that some people I'm able to have a couple glasses of wine at dinner,
Right.
and 12-year-olds might not be able to make that responsible decision the same way with Instagram.
And I think they're more obsessed in comparing themselves. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
it's a whole other conversation.
I mean, I
yeah.
think about it the most when it relates to like when we would leave school, it was over for the day.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I got home at 3:00, then it's up to Chris to hang out, to make himself busy, to hang out with people that he actually likes. And now it's like you can't, whatever's wrong is something you can't escape. That's what's the most terrifying to me.
Well, you used to be able to be bored.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, true.
Someone was saying
Now we're
last
not
night
bored
while I
anymore.
read the news on Instagram, I was like, you can't have that as your news source. It's just wrong.
You're like, let me stop you right
Well,
there.
I only follow Al Jazeera and CNN and the Wall Street Journal. It is possible to get news from Instagram, but you shouldn't have that as your only source, I would say.
Yeah. Or you have to be careful. You have to be mindful of what you're watching and hearing, I guess.
You have to be an expert at knowing what is real and what is fake. Luckily, Chris and I are.
I mean, things are so
Stuff
much,
rarely
you
slips
can't go
by us.
backwards, and I'm not nostalgic at all, but it is true. Like looking at all those images when I was researching the book, there's just a kind of ease and intimate. I was the only one taking pictures. There was like I was talking to a friend of mine who's a model, and I was like, what goes on backstage now at the shows? Because it used to be there was three, there was a photographer from Vogue, there was a photographer from Bazaar, and one news, you had to have special passes. And she goes, now it's just influencers, and there's thousands of people with phones. And that changes the whole nature of the image.
Nobody wants a great, candid shot of a model changing. I also have to be in the photo now, so you and I are going to sit,
Right.
Me and Turlington are going to have the selfie together, because if I'm not in the photo, then it's not worth it.
I know you're in hair and makeup right now, but if you could just look at me, that'd be great.
But even when you're shooting them in hair and makeup, they're like, wait, where's this going? What's happening? Who's this for?
What are you going to use this for?
Yeah.
Because they don't know who you are.
Exactly.
It's tough. It's tough out there. Okay, well, going back to the 90s, this is more of a Chris question, though. I thought of when I was thumbing through the pages of all the 90s girls in this book, Chris, who was the one for you? If you had to
That's
pick
tough.
one.
That is actually tough. I would say honestly, Christy Turlington in her prime is pretty as good as it gets as far as
That was my suggestion as well.
I think you're not alone. I hate to break it to you guys, but
yeah,
All right, guys, calm down. That's not kind of
it's like two guys saying pizza is our favorite food.
right.
I like ice cream.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's partly because I've seen her around in the last decade, and she looks amazing. And she's like, I just think there's something to be said about in today's world, like aging appropriately and how like powerful it is. Basically, that like you look amazing, but you also look your age. And I think that is something that is, it's so rare now that I think it really stands out.
And just the way she leads her life and the choices she's made, and that, in that 90s documentary or whatever, whatever it was, I forget who did it, was it HBO or whatever?
Yeah.
She says early on, she goes, yeah, when they told me that I was too big for the fashion show, I was like, that's it. Now I'm going to go back to school. She went back to school when she was still super busy. She decided to renegotiate her Calvin Klein contract. She was all of like 20 years old. It's like, I still wouldn't have the wherewithal to do that. I'd still be like, okay.
No, it's great. You guys are paying me. I'm happy. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that also models, especially during that, it's like if you're 13 at a mall in Iowa
Yeah.
and you get moved to New York, I think that it's going to be tough to make clear-headed decisions, even if you're 18, 19 at that point.
Really hard. But she had a general, and she is ridiculously beautiful.
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, even now, because I know her and she's a friend, like we'll be having dinner and I'll be like, wow, your neck is so incredible.
Your neck?
Your neck is so long.
You're like, you're like, I just can't turn it off. Your neck. I mean, this is unbelievable.
No,
That's a beautiful.
You've got the neck of a teen.
You realize that there's something about.
No, I know. No, I mean, people are those people of that caliber are literally built different. Like it's a different thing, and you don't lose some of that just because you get older. Like that still exists.
No, I said to my friend Brana, I was like, wow, Christy's neck. She goes, I know, it's always been amazing. And I was like, I was so like in it with all the models emotionally that I was rarely like, oh, let me look at her as
like an actual.
Yes.
I also think a lot of the candid photos of all of those girls in that era, like they look cool now. Like models now are wearing like, Balenciaga and look insane. Right. Whereas like Christy Turlington's wearing a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Kate Moss is wearing like gazelles.
Right.
It's like it's oddly very on trend right now. What they looked like. They sort of made that cool, and it ages so much better than a lot of things.
Yeah, models had longer lives. They started, now I don't shoot that many models anymore, but I think it's like, oh no, you can't, she won't do a double shoot. She won't do a shoot with another model. I'm like, but nobody knows her. In those days, you could get Christy and Naomi, they would work together. You could get and create pictures and they would get experience. And it was just a very different.
Did you slow down? Did you slow down at any point? Like when you had kids, did you slow down a little bit or did you just work all the way through?
When I had kids, I worked all the way through. Then I think when digital started, I kind of had an identity crisis. I was like, what are my pictures supposed to look like now? Hang on. And I feel like then when I started going through my archives, I was like, oh no, this is what you want to do. This is what you like to do. This is what you're good at. Like, don't see that. And that I think is the problem with seeing so much. And everything's watered down. Like I see, they're redoing the Avedon West shoot for some, like, how can you copy that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
every year.
That's a
every year
travesty.
they redo.
I'm sorry.
Every year they redo that.
You don't actually think you can do that.
Yeah, I don't know if people think they can actually do it. I just think there's a level of like, we ain't got no ideas left. Like I just don't know. Especially, I mean, I think a lot of younger photographers like never had to assist. They're so you can make a real living very fast without doing any work, really. Like as far as like understanding sort of how things work and how you can't just go do Avedon.
But also understanding what you see and how you see things. I mean, that's what's going to make the difference.
Totally.
You may be like, hey, I want to do a shoot inspired by the Avedon American West shoots, as like a white background out in the field. But then a photographer should be like, yeah, but I need, you should bring your own point of view into it.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe you don't have different lighting, or maybe you have so you can work together on concepts. But I just feel like so much of it is just being outright copied, and that maybe photographers don't know what they really see or what they really like, because it becomes, maybe they don't have time to develop that. They weren't doing the little pictures in the front of the magazine of the woman's garden in Paris.
No, they really weren't. I mean, I think there's some of that. I also think that just it's a different. You have access to too much.
Yes.
We talk about this a lot on How Long Gone, but like,
you're right.
Yeah, the blessing and the curse of the barrier of entry being lowered.
So
I
true.
had to go buy a book or a magazine if I wanted to see what was in it. You know what I mean? And that's like how you develop what you like. If you can see everything all the time, all together, I think that can sort of work against you.
I completely agree.
Work against you.
When everyone can do everything on a phone, I can make an album, film a movie, do a photo shoot on my phone. 99% of it is going to be horse shit, and then 1% of it is going to be a genius, new idea being created.
It's really true.
I also wanted to talk to you about water skiing. Because I told Jason in the intro, I was like,
I love to water ski.
I was like, Pam is an avid water skier.
Yeah, I want to talk about smoking cigarettes. He wants to talk about water skiing, the duality of this show.
Oh my God, I miss cigarettes so much.
How long ago did you stop?
I've gone off and on since I was like 16.
I feel like
But
I've,
I officially stopped a year ago. I know I've smoked with you.
okay.
I officially stopped a year ago. I finally was like, I just can't do this anymore.
Okay, so not even like a cheeky occasional. Look, good for you. Good
Took
for you.
me a long time. I mean, I love
After a good
smoking
meal.
and it's so fun and it's social and I love.
But you're
like,
not like a nicotine gum. You're like I'm good.
did that phase that didn't work.
What was your brand of cigarette?
My original brand of cigarette, you guys probably don't even know what it is, were Larks.
Ooh.
They had like charcoal filters. I saw a picture of my agent at the time when I used to smoke Larks, and then it became, American Spirits.
What color?
Yellow.
There we go. Love a yellow spirit.
What about you guys?
I went from Parliament to a yellow spirit as well.
Parliament's like Lark.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But are you
Same
back?
era.
You're back on Parliaments though, aren't you?
I mean, a little bit of Parliament. Yeah, or the Hestia as well. Shout out to Hestia.
Yeah, there's like a guy we know.
What's that?
It's basically like the only existing independent cigarette brand that's like the cleanest. Basically, it's
Kind of like what American Spirit was when it first came out, like pure organic, no big tobacco.
which is
That's good.
it was
It's cool.
fascinating to me just because like starting a cigarette.
I know.
Like I don't even know how to wrap my head around
Insurmountable task.
that.
it
Yeah,
seems.
insurmountable task. Yeah. If nothing else.
Although social smoking is up, so
It's
maybe
back.
it was a good
Well,
idea.
you hang out with a lot of young people, so you're seeing
Yeah.
you're seeing what's going on.
They smoke.
They smoke.
They smoke.
Well, the people you hang out with definitely
I'll
smoke.
get a carton
Yeah.
out to the house, Pamela. You'll love it.
I didn't mean to divert us from the
No,
water
no, no,
skiing,
that's
but
okay.
what's
Yeah.
your-
Back to the beautiful art of water skiing.
But is this something you did as a kid?
No, I was a big downhiller because obviously growing up in Switzerland,
Okay,
that's what
yeah.
we did
Yeah.
year round.
Mhm.
And then one summer I think I learned how to water ski in Crete on a family vacation when I was 16 because I had a big crush on the water ski instructor. Helps.
Classic. These water sports guys always win. They always win.
And then I went in the south of France after I had kids one summer before we came to the Hamptons. And I was like, I should water ski in the I forgot how much fun this is.
Wow.
One thing led to another, and then I bought a little boat.
So you have the boat, you have the skis, and who is your go-to driver? Like, who do you trust the most behind the boat wheel?
I trust Doug Lloyd. Do you know who Doug Lloyd
I don't think
is? A
no.
creative director.
Okay.
But anyway, I ski with him. And another friend of mine. I have two friends that I trust
Okay,
to drive me.
But I've seen people we know, and when I see them skiing, are you driving?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're also
I love taking people water skiing. It's fun. Like Jeff and Sarah.
I've seen Jeff and Sarah. Who's better, Jeff or Sarah?
Jeff water skis, Sarah wakeboards. I mean, Jeff is really good. He grew up in Minnesota.
Mhm.
He was jumping on the wakeboard.
That's
I mean,
true.
he's
He comes from a
real.
skateboarding background as well.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm very interested in skiing in both water and snow. But
You
it's
have to
something,
come out and visit. We'll take you water skiing.
I don't know how much time you have for me to learn. Just on a
I got
weekend.
time.
The season is short, like I got time. I would love to watch you bust your ass for 2 hours until you finally figure out how to.
Yeah,
do it.
how bad does it hurt when you really eat shit on that glassy water?
I have bruise. That's why I wear a short wetsuit, because I have bruise.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't take as many risks as I used to. But it's so much fun. I mean, it's just talk about clearing your head. You just can't think of anything else.
Right. Just hold on.
And every time it's like, am I going to be able to get up again? Am I going to remember? And then when you're out there like early in the morning and no one's there, I mean, it's incredible. And it's fun being on the boat. That's why I like taking people. That's like why I take Sarah and Jeff and the kids. It's just
Sure.
really fun to be out there.
We got to get a boat, Chris.
I recommend it.
What is your also? I've run into you several times having like a long lunch. And I feel like that's something that you're passionate about. And I feel like Jason could also be passionate about that, but maybe hasn't gotten to that point in his life. Do you have any tips on sort of
I've lunched.
what are the keys to long lunching? Is it just a
Conversation.
lust for life?
Conversation.
Okay, just conversation.
And being in a place where you're comfortable and they don't rush you to get out.
Okay, so
That's why I always go to Bar Petey.
they don't rush you out.
It's like home. Yeah.
Well, Tuesday at 1:00, it's a little more mellow over there than it is, Friday night at 8
Yeah,
p.m.
true. But that's not a lunch. That's a dinner.
That is
When you're at long lunch at Bar PD, are we outside or inside?
Depending on the day. I like the corner table inside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends what I'm doing, whether or not I'm long lunching, obviously.
No,
Sure.
I'm not saying that you're every day for 3 hours.
Right.
I'm just saying I feel like that's something I also like it, but I get anxious if I'm there too long because I'm often with someone who really has nothing to do. And so I'm like, I don't want to be the guy on my phone, but I'm like, I have to earn money for my family, so it's a tough duel.
Well, you're young and you're prime. You're right. You do need to work.
Mm-hmm.
If this is my prime, I'm concerned, but I'm hopefully inching.
I think maybe, like you were saying, conversation being the key point, as I've gotten older and as Chris and I have interviewed all these amazing people over the last few years on the show, the amount of conversations that I enjoy, it's pretty low. Like, I feel like, my brain, my nerve endings in my brain have been burned off, and you have to be, it has to be like Salman Rushdie or some level of conversation to get me fucking going.
Don't beat around the bush. But when you're with the best 3 times a week, it's hard. It's going to be hard.
That's true.
It's gonna be hard.
That's true.
You guys do a really good job, though.
Well, thank you. But I think,
Thank you.
Jason, I actually feel the opposite because I think that now I know I'm more able to take it in a direction that is interesting for me.
Listen.
And hopefully that works for the other person.
I am so interested in people that I love listening to podcasts. I'm like, I could do that. I want to interview people. People always say to me, like, you should have been an interviewer. So I was shooting, get this, Woody Allen, a portrait of Woody Allen for Marfa magazine.
When was this?
This was like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I was like, should I do it? Is it wrong? Because
Have you met him before?
No.
Okay.
No. And I mean, I saw him once, get this. My gym in Paris was at the Plaza, at the Ritz, because they had this great, and I was in the gym one day with Jane Fonda and Woody Allen.
That is pretty, funnily enough, this is so strange. I've been in a gym with Jane Fonda as well because she lived in Atlanta.
Right.
And at the gym I went to, she would come with her little dog at I would show up hungover at 1 p.m. and that was Jane's workout time.
Isn't that hysterical?
So I understand. So you've seen Woody, obviously. If you live in New York, you see Woody, but you've never interacted with it.
No, and the girl from the magazine was interviewing him. She's that's based in London.
Yeah.
And I was just biting my tongue because I was like, kept one. Well, what about? Well, what about this? What about that?
She was doing the classic interview on set, which can be problematic for everybody involved, depending on the...
I mean, I knew what I was getting into, so it was fine, and I was very curious.
How long did you have with Woody?
Like an hour. I didn't really need a lot of time. It was in his library at his house. He was very easy. She said, what do you think about Jeff Bezos getting married in Venice and stealing? That's where you got married. And he was like, I don't know. The guy has money. He wants to have a big wedding. Let him have a big wedding. And I was like,
he's like,
and then
he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Then she was like, how do you get inspired? Like, what's your inspiration? He goes, well, I work in bed and I say, oh, well, there's a guy and he's going to get a divorce. Oh, and then he hires an investigator. Oh, and then this happened. It was just so kind of Woody Allen.
He's like I've made the same movie 30 times. I think I just kind of do my thing. I don't know.
I've mastered it.
Yeah, I've literally mastered.
I'm Woody, goddammit.
My genre. Yeah, I'm inspired by
to me.
My shit, my own shit. That's right. But you shoot a lot for Town and Country now too, right?
I have shot. It depends on the stories. I don't shoot a lot, but I shoot for them a little bit, depending on what we're doing.
What is your appetite as far as work goes now? Do you feel like are you at a point where you only just do stuff that's interesting to you?
Yeah, that's fun, or that financially beneficial.
Sure, of course.
There's that.
Everyone's got a price.
Everyone's got a price. That's true.
I've been shooting for Netflix a lot, which I actually really like. I really like the people at Netflix. It pays well, and you shoot really interesting people, and they're really cool. So I went to Telluride for them.
Shout out to our Netflix family.
Did you set up like a little studio type thing?
No, I didn't. I shot them outside on. I wanted to look like Telluride because. I was like, well, you're hiring me. You don't need me to do a studio. That's not what.
Yeah.
It's funny. A lot of people ask that.
Well, because that's usually what they do at those.
Right. Right.
Like Vanity Fair will have one, or New York Magazine will have one. That's usually what the.
But then it kind of looks the same. I wanted to kind of do them out. It was cool though. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
So it's all kinds of, obviously Netflix has plenty of things at Telluride, so it's all kinds of people, or was it focused on one project?
No, it was a couple of projects, but I was interested in meeting I got to shoot the directors, like Richard Linklater and Noah Baumbach, who I know, and then the guy that did Conclave.
Big Noah.
Named Edward Berga.
Yeah.
I made a joke about Richard Linklater in the fucking intro. That's a funny.
Oh, you did? How funny!
Just a classic keep Austin weird joke. You got to think of of Linklater when you get into that.
Actually, I was thinking. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris. My wife is a wardrobe stylist, and she's talked about how we were talking about influencers behind the scenes and taking photos, and people's relationships with their own image is a lot different now than it was before.
Right.
And she said it's quite common nowadays to see mirrors set up on set so the model can see themselves while they're being shot. Is this something that you've noticed as well?
Well, I think there was always mirrors. I mean, the top girls would put the outfit on and look at themselves to see. I mean, that was part of what made them so great, to see how it moved and to understand the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't do it so they could see themselves. Well, you could do that if you were shooting in a studio, which I didn't shoot a lot in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense. So they can kind of see what they're doing and get an idea.
Yeah. Have you seen that at all, Chris? I didn't know that was a thing that happened. Like directly, like they're looking at themselves in the mirror while they're being shot.
I've never seen that. I'm sure there's some divas out there that demand that, and they probably are the people that don't deserve it. Is my guess. Is my guess on the.
It seems a little
distracting.
I would initially have a negative opinion of it, but now I don't like. When I'm getting my photo taken, I don't know how the fuck I look, and they're like telling me to move to my left. Is it your left?
I don't want
right?
to know. I don't want to know how I look, though. That's the thing.
But you're not a model. Your job, if you're a model or you're modeling
Good
something,
point.
then you're supposed to understand.
Thank you for reminding me that Jason and I are both not models. That's good to
Not
remember.
that you couldn't be. I'm not saying you couldn't be.
Thank you for that concession.
I can do some hand modeling.
I just don't think that anybody. I don't know. It's more fun not to. If I was doing that job, I think it'd be more. If I trust the person I'm working with, I'm like, let's rock. Do your thing.
Seems like it would be too much control and too much distraction.
Well, it's also. I mean, it's fucked us up. Like I'm on Zoom all fucking day looking at myself. I don't want to see that. Like I would prefer. I mean, I'd prefer not to see myself all day. It's just not normal.
Is your wife talking about models or actors?
A little bit of both.
Or both.
A little bit of both. Yeah.
Right.
It feels very actory to me, especially like maybe I'm new to this, but I'm hot, so I can make some sort of demands, to make myself feel more comfortable.
Sure, wheel it over.
It does sound more actory.
Very. Very actory.
Fucking actors. What are we gonna do? I can't live with them. Can't live without them.
So the Dashwood thing is. I'll see you tonight.
Yes, great. Yes,
okay,
it's tonight.
Okay. So, and then what else are you doing for the? Are you doing some other stuff?
Is there an after party?
Friday, I'm getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from Daily Front Row, which is apparently kind of cheesy but fun.
That's really fun.
At the Rainbow Room.
That makes it extra fun.
Christy's introducing me and giving me the award, which is really sweet. And then on the 18th, I have a show opening at Staley Wise. So come on the 18th.
I'm going to be out of town.
And then I'm doing London and Paris.
But I thought that's
okay.
what I meant. I figured you were going to do.
Where are you going?
I'm actually going to this wedding, and then I'm going to Lanzerhof in.
I love Lanzerhof.
But it's the German. There's a new one in Germany. So that's where I am going.
There was the original one was in Germany, and then the other one was. Are you going to where the sand dunes are on the?
It's called
island?
Silt. It's called Silt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Dying to go there.
So you've been, Pamela.
Yeah, I've been there, and
You've hoffed.
I've hoffed. It's incredible.
How snatched did you feel when you left?
And then I went to Viva Meer, which during the pandemic, which is in Austria.
Well, I think of Austria as the place for these sort of like. I don't even know what you call them.
How did you end up going to Lanzerhof?
Because I've been trying to go for like 5 years, and they finally.
He has body
like,
dysmorphia, so it was only a matter of time.
It's like
they said, you know what? Fine. You've dealt with enough, Chris.
Are you going by yourself, or are you going with your wife?
Yeah, I'm going by myself for 9 days or 8 days, I think. But I had a pre-call with the doctor.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I'll literally do anything. Like, I don't care." I'm like, "I'll do, like, you want to do cell replacement?" I'm like, "Sure. My cells must be fucked. Let's do it." Like, I'm
So
down
you're
for it.
like, we're gonna like test out new procedures on me. I'm your guinea pig. I'm your pin cushion. Do whatever you want.
I just feel like they're dealing with a lot of people that come in there with a lot of
Specific goals.
very specific needs and goals, and I'm a little bit more like, I'm here to have the experience and then write about the experience, so I need to have
Oh, is that what you're
experience.
writing about it? Is that why you're going?
Yeah, I'm writing about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know any man who's been. I have one friend, my friend Jeremy has been. I don't know any other man that has been.
Who are you writing about it for?
GQ.
That's so great. It's supposed to be beautiful. We went during the pandemic and there was no foreigners because no foreigners were allowed to travel into Austria.
Oh.
We got special permission. So there was a lot of local people there who were just going because, like there was this cute young guy who was like a professional swimmer or something who was just going to but the Austrians are definitely not fun. We'd be like, "Hi," we were hiking there, having flat.
The Austrians aren't known for
How
fun.
do I say it? They're not fun people. Yeah. Do you have any tips
But I
for Chris?
Helmut Lang and
Sure.
Cordula's Austrian, and they're amazing.
He makes a good pair of jeans.
Well, yeah. Do you have any tips for me?
No, just have fun and take lots of movies. We watched I had screeners, I think. So we watched tons of movies.
I'm fucked. I need to work, and I've been told that part of the process after a couple days is your brain is operating in a way that it normally doesn't. Like, you're so clear that you're really able to like focus, is what I've been told.
I don't remember.
It sounds like when you do like a cleanse.
Yeah.
You took what lessons?
Cooking. They had a cooking class for like organic.
Yeah, they offer that. I'm like, I don't want to do any of
Which
that.
I was doing that because I was like, do I get an extra snack?
If I make the broth, do I get anything else?
You might be able to smuggle some raisins in a pocket or something like that for
Is
later.
that an olive I found under the refrigerator?
Okay, so they do restrict your diet there, Pamela. Is that true?
I think you can you can choose. I went because I'd had COVID and I was like using it as like COVID recovery, even though I wasn't that sick. But
Even though I
you
was fine, I just,
I thought maybe I do have some long-term effects.
Sure.
But you can go for weight loss. You could just tell them what you want to do.
Mhm.
I mean, there's people there that were seriously sick. You could tell there were people that were recovering
Right.
from like chemo. There was people that had like some serious disorders.
Yeah.
So-
I'm not getting, I just want to be clear to you and our audience, I'm not getting a facelift. I'm not going to kind of recuperate from anything. This is straight up.
You don't have a terminal illness that you've created in your own mind either, except for the dysmorphia.
No. Except for the dysmorphia. But I think that's I guess when I talked to the doctor, she also wanted to make it very clear to me that it was like, you can go like smoke a cigarette. You can go like you can do whatever you want. This isn't rehab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't a halfway house.
We're not going to cattle prod you if you leave.
Yeah, this one English woman was telling me that one of the doctors was telling me this woman, you're not supposed to have coffee, but they would go into town every day to have like coffee and a glass of wine.
But that's me. I'm definitely having
Which
coffee.
I didn't want to do because I'm like, I would just want to have this
Yeah.
experience
No,
and
it's
see
the
how
right
I
thing to
can,
do.
you know.
Okay,
Come all the
right
way
thing
here.
to do.
Might as well do it the right way.
And I went with my husband, with Jamie, so that was fun because I don't know if I wanted to be there alone. And it snowed. It was so beautiful. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, what's the weather like? And they're like, well, it's a microclimate, so bring a jacket and shorts. And I was like, you guys just fuck off. Like, give me an answer to the fucking question.
I'm so jealous that you're doing that, though. Wow, it looks beautiful, that place.
It really does look nice. There'll be a full report.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Can you give us an honest report and then do your GQ article on the side?
That's right. Thank you, Pam,
That'll be
for joining
a
us.
long lunch at Petey. He'll give you the
That'll
whole
be a long
rundown.
lunch. Yeah, when I can,
Yeah.
Off
I can
record.
finally have some spinach with salt on it at Bar Pity. Oh my god, I'll be flying. All right. The 90s is
All right,
is-
thanks,
the
guys.
90s is out now. The book is out now.
Yes.
Right? And I'll see you
It
I'll
is.
see you tonight at Dashwood, and thank you for the time.
Thanks, you guys.
Pleasure,
All right.
Thank
Pamela.
you. It was an honor.
Later.
Pleasure. Thank you.